Hello everybody, this is another installment of table hockey information here, and I want to introduce you to Bjarne Axelsen.
Yeah, Axelsen.
Axelsen, I'm sorry, I'm like I say, I'm very bad at that on names, I'm sorry. Nice to meet you.
You too.
Like I say, we're very happy you came here to the United States here. How many times have you been to the States here?
Yeah, I have in fact only been here in connection with table hockey. The first time was in Las Vegas in 2009, and it was of course an amazing place.
Oh yeah, the city itself,
yeah,
pretty much.
It really is, but also the tournament. I think the tournaments here are very well organized, and I like that. I like to play on good tables where it's possible to make the tricks. I'm a sort of player who like to make some different tricks, and you need very good tables. So that's the reason why I'm playing here. I've been to Las Vegas 3 times. Detroit. Wow. This is
the first
my
time?
second time.
Oh, second time. Okay.
U.S. Open in 2009.
I was going to say, is there a difference on how things are run or play out here? I mean, we're not talking about the competition, we're just talking about the organization. Is there any major differences, or is it pretty much the same? You know, how if you throw a bunch of games out here, is the same situation out in Moscow or Helsinki?
Well, there are some different kind of things. You know, for example, Moscow, as you mentioned, is a big city.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
It's a place where they have a lot of table hockey players. So it means that
really?
Yeah, typically they are.
So they were hiding behind the Iron Curtain all this time, haven't they?
Yeah, but okay, you can say Moscow is a big city, so in fact 200 players is not much there, but anyway it's kind of big there, but also because of the fact that they can give prize money to
high prize money?
Yeah.
How much would it be like in American dollars?
It could, for example, be for winning the tournament 5,000 American dollars.
5,000?
Yeah, for some tournaments, yeah.
Oh my God, I can imagine how many rubles that would be.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty nasty.
Yeah.
That's
it's
cool.
not always, of course, but...
Is that like that in Europe, or just in certain tournaments?
No, I think Russia is very special, but table hockey is very special from country to country. For example, in Latvia, it's recognized as an official sport. They are a member of the Olympic Committee.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you thinking it's going to become an Olympic sport someday, or?
I don't think so. Because, I hope it would be great, but...
Would be great, but really I'm thinking, interesting. Well, at least it might get more people in softball around the country, that's for sure.
It is an interesting sport, but there are some challenges, and we have to do things better.
Oh, it's a unique sport in my opinion. I mean, well, the thing is that I don't know. Do they? Oh, I know they probably got foosball over there, or what you call soccer, or football over there. But I mean, the thing is that it's a little different perspective when you're on the side versus when you're in front of you and you're creating your own plays. I mean, do you feel like you have your own team in front of you?
When I was a kid, I was starting to play table hockey.
Really?
I didn't call it table hockey that time.
Oh, it was board hockey.
Yeah. In fact, or ice hockey.
Ice? Oh, really?
Yeah. That was,
wow.
My favorite team in Denmark is Frederikshavn.
Frederikshavn? The dogs, or?
It's called Whitehawks.
Oh, Whitehawks?
Yeah.
Oh.
But the thing was that I was imagining that the players had the names in the...
You thought that you had the X on your team and Y? Like Guy Lafleur, Gordie Howe,
exactly.
Here?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, we did that too. I know, does that make it more real to you? Like, I want to draft Patrick Waugh or Holmquist or something like that.
I think now it's different because now it's a real sport. You know, table hockey is a sport. We have organized an ITHF, the International Table Hockey Federation, with 20 tournaments every season belonging to the World Tour. For example, 3 tournaments in the USA. And that makes it a real sport. So now it's not a copy of ice hockey. For me, it's a real sport. Table tennis is also a real sport. It's not a copy of tennis.
That's what I was going to say. Okay, there's the 3 sanctions in the United States. There's like, 2 in Canada?
Yeah.
So we got basically 5 on this continent.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. That's interesting. Oh, I was going to ask you, I forgot to ask you, what's your life to suffer in respect of your responsibilities in either Denmark or the ITHF? Do you hold an office, or are you got responsibilities? I mean, are you a little bit more into the cogworks of the international or your country's board? I mean, do you do a lot of work close with the ITHF and stuff like that?
Yeah, there are a lot of emails to answer because that's the way we're working. We cannot visit each other all the time. We don't have an account. We don't have an office in Switzerland or something.
Yeah. You can't fly in, huh?
No, but I like to communicate with people. I want that the table hockey shall be a part of every country. You know, when I was going into the executive committee of ITHF, that was in 2005, table hockey was very different from now. there were only the big countries. They had all the places in playoff in the big championships. Now it's different.
Yeah.
I can go to playoff. A man from Croatia can go to playoff.
Oh yeah.
That's what blew my mind. I saw someone had a tournament in Slovenia, I think.
Yeah.
I went, wow, that's fantastic. Considering how the world has changed over the last 20 years. It's like, well, that's, you could say Yugoslavia, but really, just going to Hungary.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, the thing is there money holding? I mean, how do they hold up over there? The money. They got the money, the resources to do all that stuff?
I think there's a lot of volunteers doing the job. For example, in Slovenia, as you're mentioning, there's a man called Bjarne Axelsen and Bjarne Axelsen. They are really two of the young guys promoting table hockey. They have had a lot of kids playing, and that's of course the reason why they are growing. Because
because the young kids. Yeah.
But elsewhere, I can answer the question about the ITHF. There's a lot of things to do, and I want that every country shall have the chance to have tournaments belonging to the World Tour. It's not a demand; they can decide it themselves, but I think they should have the possibility. There are not many rules; it's not a big rule book, but there are some rules they have to.
Well, we do that here too. There's certain things you can do, you can't do.
Yeah. Also, if you want to have a tournament belonging to the World Tour, it's important that every person can plan his season before the season. That means you are going to apply for a tournament before April the 15th.
Okay, you do have a cutoff date.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's important because if you want to play, it's not good that I have planned a tournament in Denmark and then 1 month before I'm removing it to another date. That's not good if you want to have success and want to move it to a big sport.
I know it's almost time here.
Yeah.
I was going to say, how did you get involved playing table hockey?
Well, I started when I was a kid. I got a game. I was very fond of a catalog where I saw this game, and I think it was my mother or grandmother who bought it to me. And after school, I went to my grandmother, and I asked her every day, "Shall we play? Shall we play?" And we played a lot of games.
You had a cool grandma.
That was it. Was another level that time, but that was the way I started. And in 2003, me and a guy who is living in America now, Peter Ørum. He's living in Tampa.
You knew Peter?
Yeah.
Really? Okay.
We started the first club in Denmark together, the first official Danish club and the Danish Table Hockey Federation. And that meant we could start to play about the Danish Championship. And we saw that there were tournaments in Sweden that have been played for 25 years, Swedish Masters with 200 players, and there were World Championship.
Wow.
We thought, is that really...
Is this possible?
Can this be true? And then we started to play, and I must say that I have been very serious trying to... I remember the first tournaments abroad where I had very many difficulties about getting the puck over the red line, for example. I remember the first tournament in Norway, where a lot of players, they were just talking with the man beside when I was playing against them.
Is that annoying?
Okay, I want to beat them one day. I want to beat them. That's a good way to motivate me to beat them, because they were not so amazing.
I have a nephew like that that tells me that. I keep on looking at the side because I don't take him serious enough. But unfortunately, he has taken a few games. So it's called respect around
Exactly.
That's a big thing.
And that's not a thing to do when you get young guys at 12 years old into your club. Then you are not supposed to beat them 10-0 and then talk to your guy beside. You have to show respect and show that you really want them to be a part of the club. That's important if you want them to be there.
Oh yeah, I understand. The thing is that it's like I say, it goes across board in any athletic sport. There's respect. That's a big thing. So anyways, so you did talk about when the first time you played table hockey. But you have any memories from that time?
Yeah, I remember I was sitting down and playing with my grandmother, and she was sitting at the other side of the table, and it was very, very slow games. There were no 5-second rules at that time.
You just played. I know. Well, you're probably small and going like this, like grandma, so just trying to keep up with the grandson.
Yeah. But it was funny because I was, as you say, I was imagining that, this player is this player from my favorite club, and the left defender is another player from my favorite club. So that was...
It made it real for you, didn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was Sweden and Norway at the game, and I was fighting to buy a Danish team in a shop. And finally I got a Danish team, so I was very, very glad.
So you were fighting for the home team, or the home country.
Yeah.
Now that's cool. As we saw with the Norwegians here, I thought that was really cool how they set that up too.
Yeah.
Now we get some Yanks, right?
Yeah.
But anyways, let's see here. But what do you like about table hockey?
Well, what I like now is that it's a sport. You can travel to other countries and meet a lot of people and talk with them and learn a lot from them, and you can compete in a very high level. For example, the tournament in Detroit, there's a lot of good players. I must say the Canadian players from Edmonton are really good players. Kent Richter, Reggie Stefanishin. But also now in the United States, the level is getting much better. From the time I was here the first time in 2009, a lot of things has happened. And for example, Mike Hubbard and Paul Sharby, they played excellent in this year's tournament in Detroit. And Paul Sharby, he will be one of the future guys if he continues to play. And I think, okay, he needs to have the interest in it, but we need to say, come on, we really like you are here. Show him that it's good that he is here, and showing that this is really important. Not writing bad things about each other in message board and try to be unfriendly. It's important to focus on the real stuff.
The civility.
Yeah.